Okay. Um, you know, they say things about like pray for it, and the truth is, I need to, and I'll be praying more. And who's they? Is the perps. I'm a target individual. I'm a TI. And fortunately, what I mean is, I'm a test subject for governmental entities that are using very sophisticated technology that literally rewire the brain in so many ways, manipulate the brain, and does things to the brain. And test subject come in all shape and form, all gender, and as I'm saying that, my brain's rewired in a certain way, all gender, all ages, all culture, all languages, to develop a technology that can interact and manipulate all kind of brains. But on top of that, to learn how to be, to learn the most efficient ways of these tormenting tactics can be applied onto us. What deceptions and trickery works to drive an individual into losing their mind and perhaps kill themselves or walk them to their death one way or another. And the psyops and facades, a lot of them are similar. You hear people thinking that these perps are this governmental, like this Russian government, this mafia, this and that. Almost anything but this mass government for doing this program. Um, it's obviously it's obvious that there's no other entity but this governmental entity doing this thing to us. And especially when you see the perps, oh my gosh, you're like you at that point you're like, oh gosh, how can I even be fooled? I mean, do you guys see yourself? But they stay in character. They have this anger. It's like, no, you die. And I'm like, whatever is happening to me. For example, my elbow is being torn. Do I think this like femme fatale, rogue feminist group of women are doing this thing to me? No. There's women in it, yes, but there's women in the same program that torture women. I don't care if they're femme fatale or not. They're working in the program where they're torturing women, and the program is run by the DoD or DoD entities. This bullshit facade is what it is. This trash will not be able to do anything, especially what's happening to me, unless she was involved in this program, where they're using test subjects that are women and children, and men, of course. And the reason why it's happening to me is not because this is a femme fatale person doing that to me. It's talk about avenging. Matter of fact, she's involved in a program that's out here frying women's genitals, causing mass shootings. But she's an opportunist like many others that come in all gender, all shape, enjoying the incentives, financial or non-financial, from participating in this. And she's not the reason why this is happening to you. She's just a participant of it. It was going to happen to you regardless, one way or another. Because as a target individual, you are just a test subject. Now, for me, I think what's going to happen because of the humiliating reality and because I don't identify with the psyop they wanted to present themselves. They want to try to create a theatrical way of torturing me to try to counter the fact they torture women and children. And so for me, they're like, no, we're going to torture you. We're going to do our worst on you. So you're saying that you're going to do your worst torture on me. And for those women and children, you're going to do your mild worst. Okay. This is the kind of perps interaction you have. Because they still want to hold on to this. So you get to understand, for me, I'm like, with this level of humiliation and me saying out loud how you want me to perceive you, that you're saying that you're literally going to do your worst with me and you're going to do less, not as worse, you're going to do worse things to me than what you've done to women and children. And you still want me to look at you as this person who's this fierce femme fatale. That is the kind of mentality they have like in their mind at this point. And that means that I'm going to be tortured in very horrible ways. Because somebody like that is so humiliated by the reality of what it is, what they're part of. Okay, God give me strength for this worse. Because they're doing this mild worse to these women and children. Give me strength for this strong worse they're going to do to me. Now you can only imagine how angry you can be when you see these bottom feeders trying to beat these feminists in front of you when they say things like that. Because they literally know that they're involved in a program that tortures children, but they're not going to torture them as much as they torture you. It's going to be torturous, it's going to be painful, but you're going to experience it in the worst way. What would you do to somebody who's involved in that? Aggression. For me, it's just calm down. I'm never going to normalize them being involved in a program that tortures children. As worse or not mild as it is. So, for me, I'm prepping for some horrible things. Because these are people who have tried to normalize what I just said. So you understand, these are the people in your brain. The program rewires your brain. Your brain is rewired. Your thought process is rewired. I've been saying that for a long time. If I type in rewire, I'll see the first video I made maybe in October or so of 2020. Yes, of 2020. We're in 2024. Matter of fact, if I say something else, they're going to try to rewire and manipulate me to accept these manipulations. And what it means is, my brain is this manipulated poison of a brain that is changed to make me think in this negative, disturbing, pedophilia ways, and then try to make me accept you over that. It's crazy. I've said that in 2020, 2024, the same thing is happening. It's like I'm a prophet because I'm saying things that today I'm experiencing, but I said it in 2020. No, I'm not a prophet. No, I'm not a genius. Matter of fact, my brain is literally decaying away, eroding. But it's because it's obviously what they do. And I was able to express myself in even better reading in 2020. My brain is just no longer, logic is just like what it creates. It's crazy. But it's also crazy that I'm able to see that so clearly in 2020. Matter of fact, it's like this is a surreal feeling reading something like that. I'm like, my gosh, I was saying that in 2020. Look at me now. It's crazy. So they rewire my brain. Changing my brain 24/7. And that now it's pairing. And now they say in an agitating way. But sometimes they want me to accept, like, be like, oh my gosh, it makes sense. You are pairing. And it's just basically rewiring and make me think in a way that I would not think naturally. Some of the things is literally like I say, look at me now. They made me think of a song called Look at Me Now. You see, we pair there. But the most disturbing part is when they rewire my brain and start making me think in these disgusting pedophilia ways that they've been making me experience since August 19, 2019. And now what they're trying to say, no, what we're doing is like we're pairing your brain now to what you experienced when you were a kid. Which you gotta understand, this is how stupid it gets. That alone is shows how stupid the level of stupidity, right? That alone, I just gotta clear up. Imagine I'm saying this to a grown man or woman. Hey, we're making your brain be a child. That alone, just you gotta understand the level of illogicalness they have to experience. The level of illogicalness and childlike mentality they have to put themselves down to. I'm glad. I know for them, some of them is fun. They're kids. Some of them are like childlike minded. It's like, oh, and yeah, we are. I'm like, can you imagine? Thank you, God. Thank you, God, that in my life I had. Listen, I'm not perfect. I've done so many stupid things in my life, but can you imagine this level of dumbness? Oh my gosh, I would be suicidal thinking about it. The humiliation would eat me alive. But the truth is, they're not even doing that. They have manipulated my memories. How many videos of memory manipulation have you seen? They have manipulated my child memories too. And then when they make me experience this nastiness as an adult, man, it's like, no, we paired it to you when you were a kid. Remember, you used to experience it like that. This is retardation in 2 levels. First level, first of all, you're saying me as a grown man, you're making my brain be a mentally brain of a child. That is step 1 of how illogical and retarded it gets. Step number 2 is that even those memories are falsified. That you're falsifying my memories to say that you're pairing, matching, mapping, whatever terminology they try to use to me as a kid. Do you see the 2 level of retardation we're talking about here? It's magical. And then some of these arguments is because sometimes what they do, they just bring up some random things when I do something. Sometimes it's not some manipulation. Sometimes some, for example, I do when they try to bring something, I do something like I move my hand like whatever, you know. And as I do that, and they're like, oh, remember what you did at the club when you did this? I'm like, what? You see, we paired it. And you hear the nose campaign. I don't know if you can capture that. When I'm saying whatever, as I'm saying, it's like, oh, remember? You remember the club you tapped? Jesus. Yes, I remember the stupid things I've done. But do you remember? I know that you torture, you zap genitals and yeast infection. It's like they don't know. But what we mean is like we're mapping, we're pairing. You see that we did this like that, then we brought you to when you. That's proof that we're not manipulating you. We're not rewiring you. We're pairing. Those are dialogues that are happening in my brain and then reinforced by these retards in the hallways. They are rewiring my brain in many ways. This is one example. One other example is they start making me think of a baby's genitals. When somebody's talking about wiping something, like literally, and they did this thing this morning, where my first video this morning was I woke up, they start making me think of an infant's genital, and they make me think, but remember when you were a kid, you saw this kid being washed, this baby, this infant. You see? And so when this person talks about wipes or something, that they're making me imagine of the child's genitals. And so you see, nastiness. You see how they rewire? It's like, no, we paired it. And sometimes what they do, as you can hear the nose campaign, is the nasty things they make me experience today. When I see these little girls, they make me have these nasty sensation stimulations. It's like, no, we paired it. That's how you used to think when you were a kid. No, that's what you make me experience today. And even manipulating me as a child. And first of all, this is the 2 level of retardation I was talking about. The first retardation, to try to make somebody believe that thinking like a child or thinking the way you thought as a child should make sense, to make you accept what you're experiencing today. Number 2, falsifying childhood experiences so you can say today as a grown man, we're just making you think the way you thought as a child. Or having me have this thought process that's so disturbing. I said, no, we paired it. No, you are making me think this way. You are making me experience these things. Another rewiring is the most disturbing, is when they rewire my libido. Oh, God. Make me look at a kid, stimulations. No, we paired it. It's you when you could. No, you're rewiring my libido. You're rewiring my arousals, my sexual arousals. I manipulated to experience this way. And then you have these retards contracted by these governmental entities that have issues with pedophilia, that is trying to make you acceptive of the way they have rewired your brain. They have to cross things around to get you to experience this nastiness, that they work day in and day out to condition your brain to experience these things. As I'm saying that, a perp doing what they're supposed to do, going through script by script, they wait for you, they're going through there, and they will map, they did this, they did that, because they have rewired me in these disgusting ways, and then try to make me accepting of this. It's so bad. There was this man. It's not even this man. I shouldn't say that. This person who's a perp. My brain is eroding. I can feel it. Processing is tough. Comprehension is getting tougher and tougher. If I had problem understanding something before, today is tripled more. So this woman talks about this and then I'm trying to okay, it's like, what is she trying to say here? I'm trying to process what she's saying. I was like, okay, for me, that's why it sounds like you're saying this like that or like that. And I think she said a more sophisticated way. I think the way I said what I said was in a very simplistic way. Right? It's like X% is watched by user. X% of these videos are watched by users. And she said X% of this and and I was like, oh, okay. I guess this is more sophisticated in a way. I think the way I say it is very simplistic, but me capturing this at this point is just like, oh, my brain is trying to really process what she's saying, and I'm aware of that. That's why my brain is just, and you hear this trust. Oh, you see, you're having issue comprehend this way, and it was making noise. They would prove that. I'm like, oh my gosh, and then you're gonna die. Then you're gonna die. My eroding brain can still make you seem and sound like a mentally handicapped individual. And that's why I'm so thankful. This is an armed with death. They have lived a humiliating, cowardly life. Not hard life. Very easy, but at a price of their self-respect. They're currently wearing PJs, comfortable, watching and manipulating me, rewiring me, which now they call it pairing me. Changing me, rewiring who I am. Opening the door when I'm away, closing the door, running back. Living this cowardly life where they have sold their soul to these pedophile entities. These entities filled with pedophiles. Where there's so much of the issue of pedophilia, there's a whole bill called End National Defense Network Abuse Act. It's because there's so much child porn being brought in the Department of Defense Network and trafficked there. The Child Protective Services rank these entities network as top-tier child porn traffickers in regard networks in the United States, giving them a ranking of 19th out of 2,900. 19. And this is something happened consistently. Now for me, they keep telling me I'm going out of work. I'm like, listen, these people never hired me. The only thing they did is they hired me to destroy me, and I'm sure they had some incentives. And I made a video about it in 2021, January 2021. A month or so, a month plus after getting hired. The prophet that I am. I saw this older lady that I've seen here, 50 plus. She used to make herself visible, and you hear her voice when she's talking. She got this like voice like that. You got my match. I'm like, oh gosh. That was before this bill was something I knew about. It was before this mass shooting that just happened, killing a child. I was 14 years old. And I was looking at her. It's like, you're gonna watch, right? Okay. Please live this life as long as you can before you die. I know life is not gonna be as long as some of these people. But man, look how the last chapters of your life looks like. But when you have the option to do anything you want in life, anything, just live a life of dignity. I'm not talking about being wealthy or rich. You don't need that, but you can live a life of dignity. Now you talk about how you're going to watch me with the horseman, because they tell me I'm going to be raped by somebody who has a big, it's going to be their horse. I'm like, already, God give me strength for that, but it's better than living life like you. And now you're living life talking about the horse that you're gonna watch me. It's like, is this horse gonna make you feel better about you? I'd rather be screaming in pain than live my life the way you live by choice. When I could be living a life of dignity? Never. This suffering I'm gonna go through, there's dignity in that. And I know you're gonna make it very suffering because you've seen how undignified you are. The rewiring will never be identified. You can call in whatever ways and try to make me acceptive of it. And it will never happen. I know who I am. I know the true me. I know what will make me feel reactions, stimulations. And I know whether you'll be manipulating me to experience this way. And this is a common rewiring tactics that I will never identify to. To all target individuals, stay strong. They've been humiliated by their worst. Oh, sorry, I'm their worst. Their mild worst. Their medium worst. And what's happening to my organs right now is because they're working for governmental entities where there's so much child porn being trafficked within these networks that a bill was created to try to limit the amount of child porn coming in the DoD network. And it's nasty. I just want to, the one thing I just wanted to say, so this purpose will do everything possible to make you believe that this is not government. You know, they tell me that they have their men waiting for me. I'm like, okay, gosh, this technology that they're using on me, gosh, if you can have that apply onto somebody, having a person do some horrible to you physically is nothing. Matter of fact, you can pay a few bucks and you'll be okay. Just, you know, like, it's nothing. Because the shocking part would not be like, oh, we have people coming and beat you up and do this to you. No, the shocking part is like my organs right now being destroyed and nobody done anything to me physically. Or at least to the point where I can feel this right now. My organs are failing because this technology that's being utilized to make me experience that. This is not some next door neighbor technology. This is DoD network technology that wherever I go in the world, wherever, I can be destroyed this way. From New York City to California to New Zealand, this will destroy me. And there'll be people doing that to me. Some new neighbors with their technology. You know, it's funny, they was telling me like this magnetic, it's like whatever magnetic, electromagnetic technology, this is not somebody next door who can have that. This technology with this preciseness of doing things to my body. There's no civilian, unless provided by governmental entities, who will be able to do that to me without using Department of Defense technology. The things they can do to my body, oh gosh, they can make me feel pain and feel goodness and make me and feel like it's been treated. They can make me see things they want me to see. They can blind me 2 seconds and make me see again. They can change my everything. And I reassure you, there's no next door neighbor that can do that with their technology. But you gotta be strong. You gotta understand things for what they are. And they're still trying to make themselves seem like, no, it's not money. Matter of fact, the guy who's gonna stab you is gonna use our knife. And I was like, imagine you involved in a program where they create nuclear bombs, atomic bombs, right? And you use this atomic bomb every day on like an island, and you're like, okay, I grab some random object and throw it. That's the object I threw. It's our money. That's how it feels. It's like you can pick the knife that's gonna stab, but you think stabbing is what really destroyed me, man. Even if it's what I die from. Right now I'm talking about understanding that death is, like, they can really turn off my heart. and revive me. My point is, yes, I'm alive, but I understand reality. The rest is just gonna be theatrical. If I end up dying because I'm stabbed, wow, Jesus, it's for theatrical purposes. Every night, every second right now, they can turn off everything and just boop, over, in whatever ways. Make me stop breathing right now. Boop, don't breathe. Stop, blow up some organ right now. Boop. Just like that. So when they say that a knife, I was like, oh gosh. The knife is not making me cripple right now. But if you see my knees and what's happening to my bones, jeez, you think that's what's going on here. I'm so fragile. I know if I fall down once, something's gonna break. My teeth are falling off. I know I can feel it being soft and ready to. If I do this, they're like, no, it's not a knife. I was like, it's gonna be the theatrical aspect. You couldn't do nothing to me. If they let you pick a knife and make you believe that's your money, it's like, you're a clown. And they are clowns. And because they want to cope with reality and not accept the reality of, that's what I'm saying, that you know how they were rewiring me? When I was talking, I was focusing and I was moving my legs back and forth. This is something I like to do. When I talk, it just kind of keeps me like focused. And then because I was doing that with my leg, I started feeling pressure in my private area. And as I was talking about it, they started making me think of some clients that I've worked with, and this person purposely changed position to have pictures of her family visible so I can see her, a child, and the child then is manipulating my brain in these disgusting ways. And so when I was doing that, they make me think of that, and the friction that I was having with my private area when I was doing that turned into some kind of arousal that they created to make me think of this baby and think of this arousal I'm experiencing and combining those things. This is the rewiring I'm talking about. But like I said, these people are so desperate to try to create a false reality. So desperate to create this false reality that they will be like, no, you see, that's going to be our man. It's like, oh my gosh. You can have 1 million men here. These governmental entities can have 1,000 men of all sorts. Some of the killers of the killer, all kind. We talk about the Department of Defense. They have technology right now that is rewiring my brain. We talk about men, human beings. Jesus. So you have to be strong and do not accept the manipulations. And understand this is governmental entities that have limitless power, but also have issues with pedophilia that's been ongoing for years. So you can't even be accepting of these people saying we're mad thing. Trust you are working for governmental entities that are so pedophilia-centric that there's a ranking for how pedophilia-centric you guys are. And you've been renowned for manipulating people in these pedophilia ways. So I'm saying that just heard a childlike person's like, crashed. It's one of your men. Target individuals, stay strong.